That's good luck.
So David has started. Oh, it's just toast. Okay.
It's just toast. I think BreadPan might still be... No, okay, there he goes, okay. David started at about 12 seconds early. So yeah, this is Plague Knight. This is the second playable character that they added to Shovel Knight. So he works a little differently than the Shovel Knight. He has no melee attack. Instead, he has these bombs, which you'll see a bit more when there's stuff to fight. But more importantly, if you hold the bomb button down, he starts glowing. You release the bomb button, it does an attack around him and also moves him forward, and David's screen has frozen.
No, you're just syncing it up.
Oh, okay.
You catch up, yeah.
Alright, cool. That's a good feature. Hey, neat! Cool, I didn't even know we could do that. Alright, so I was talking about the burst. You release it, it does an attack, it has some invincibility frames, but the most important thing, as you can see, is flings you forward very, very fast. Plague Knight also has a double jump, and when you double jump after bursting, it maintains the momentum from your burst. So you can go very, very fast for a long time. And that is the main mechanic of this particular video game. So coming up, there is a zip in this level. If you get like high enough out of bounds, I don't totally understand how it works. Like 5 different people have tried to explain it to me and it never sticks. But basically you do some magic here and then you skip several rooms. So here we go. Nice. Got first try. They both did.
So the first boss coming up is Black Knight, and you just kind of want to get him into the corner. There's like a specific place to burst, and then just not wail on him with bombs. There's a certain pattern to it. But if he gets out of that stun lock, it's really hard to get him back in, and he just kind of jumps all over the screen and it wastes all of your time. But it looks like both runners got it. They did it in different ways, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. They both went for different corners, but they both beat him around the same time. That's neat.
Yeah. It's like you have to line it up with that third tree, or at least the way David did it, I think. BreadPan's a little bit different. There's like a weird way to line it up.
You can definitely lose a lot of time there if you mess it up and he escapes the corner. He can run all over the place.
So if in Shovel Knight's campaign, you kind of just enter the village and exit, but Plague, there's a certain, or not certain, but there's a little bit extra stuff you have to do. We're going to the main hub of the game, the Potionarium. You gotta talk to Mona, say hi Mona, then bye Mona, and then you're off to Primor Keep.
Yeah, this is the main area where Plague Knight has the ability to buy upgrades, but we're not going to make use of that for a very long time. But we will eventually, I think in like half an hour.
You could be Tolo and accidentally buy lob casing.
What, did he do that?
He actually did that.
What a legend. Alright, so we're getting in here into the Primor Keep. For the most part, this level is pretty straightforward. It does have some narrow hallways, which are kind of hard to burst through optimally, because you hit the ceiling and then you fall faster. If you land, you lose all your momentum, which is annoying, but not a huge deal. And other than that, there's not a ton going on in the stage. It's keeping it easy for you. It's like the second stage.
There's also 2, like, they're not really mini-bosses, technically. Just 2 really big enemies, but we just kind of burst straight over them. They're griffins and they slap at you and they're sassy.
I never think of those as mini-bosses because we never fight them. We just like, we do that. Goodbye. They just let you leave that screen without fighting them, it's great.
Yeah.
Imagine how annoying that would be.
Yeah. So coming up I think is Bookrum. Kinda scary. There's like a deboost you have to do, and then there's a rat that might screw you over because their RNG is a little bit random, but looks like both runners got through it okay.
Nice. And my understanding is as long as you get to that rat fast enough, you can get to him before he moves.
Yeah.
So there is RNG when he moves, but it doesn't matter.
So this is King Knight. I never know how to explain it, but it's just, you kind of want to get him into the corner, and just manipulate his movements to get a clean fight.
Yeah, it's kind of like you pop him a little out of the corner with your attacks, And as long as you do that, because he always jumps towards you and you're still in the corner, so he'll jump towards the left corner twice at the start of the fight, unless you get Omega damage on him.
There's both of them are like pretty in sync right now. They're like neck and neck.
Yeah, this is really close so far. Pretty cool.
So the next level is Glitchyard. It's the spooky, scary skeletons level. Hazards in this level include darkness, skeletons, and frogs. This first frog is kind of a jerk. He's RNG.
Oh,
David!
He got RNG'd!
Oh no.
I love that they were synced up so perfectly, because you could see that BreadPan's frog was perfectly fine, which like highlights exactly the issue with the RNG frogs in this level.
So David might have wanted to pick up his money there. It's still kind of early, so he might be able to make it back up. We do need to do a little bit of money management though.
I think it's probably fine. He died pretty early in the run, so he didn't really drop that much money.
I'm sorry, I enacted commentator's curse, like, right there.
That was pretty perfectly timed. It's like, here's
God.
the frogs. This room BreadPan's on right now is also pretty annoying, although not really as fatal. Because there's two frogs, they're both RNG, and you can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, so the way some of the platforms work...
He died!
Jeez.
I didn't even look at his health.
I think he might have gotten crushed there.
Oh, he got crushed?
He might have.
I didn't even know you could get crushed in that room. I mean, I guess there is a moving platform.
I have to replay it. But, the way these, perpetually screaming skeleton platforms work, if there's, like, you and an enemy on it, then it'll go up and down. So, in the dark room, it's just really annoying because you have to move this, bone climb poncho head to that one platform so it can go down, and then you can proceed through the room.
Okay, second time around went fine. And David's getting pretty close to the boss of this stage, which is the Spectre Knight. So the first teleport this guy does is always consistent. The second one is random. He could go either left or right. And one of those is better than the other. So, see what happens. So yeah, this next teleport is the one that's random. Ah, that's not the one you want.
Yeah, people have been calling him Coin Flip Man.
I like that. Alright. Still a fine fight.
You also want to burst onto that platform, just to set up your positioning correctly.
Oh yeah.
That screen.
The game wants you to start this this boss fight on the lowest platform, but if you burst into the room, you can end up on that tiny platform. Oh geez, they both got bad RNG. Coin flips are not very lucky today.
Still a close race though.
Oh, totally.
BreadPan's just behind. So after every like set of stages, you get a health upgrade, and you can actually skip the fruit punch by matching start. And I didn't know that for several months.
I didn't know you could do that either. You can not get the health upgrade?
Or you can skip the animation of...
Oh, you can skip the animation.
It, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know. So the Explodatorium is Plague Knight's home. And if you play Shovel Knight's campaign, this is where you normally fight Plague Knight, but because we're Plague Knight, there's a different boss. And it's a secret, sort of, as to who it is.
Nobody tell. If you know, don't say anything.
But yeah, Explodatorium is... It's a really crazy level because there's global cycles you have to take into account. It's the pot lids and the fire that'll start cycling as soon as you enter the stage. So timing out your movements is pretty key to getting a good stage on this.
Also, we're not going to say why yet, but it is really important to get to the boss with low health. And I believe you want 2 hearts or less. Not too much less because you'll be dead, but you don't want to be too high on health, so... They are taking a lot of intentional damage boosts here to get their health a bit lower. I mean, David's lower than he needs to be, but he'll probably pick up the apple after, or he'll die.
Yeah, usually, like, it's okay to be at, like, pretty high health the first, like, half of the level. The second half, there's a lot of stuff dropping on you anyway, so you can just take a few, like, hits there, and it's okay.
I mean, this is kind of okay because he's still ahead for one thing, and also now, like, the damage boosts he needs to take are pretty consistent. Oh, he got the apple anyways, though. I mean, that's fine.
Oh, by the way, David's playing on Japanese, just because, and that changes the sprites a little bit, just 'cause I think it's something like, it's a homage to just Japanese games, having a little bit of, like, the localization works.
Oh, that's cute. I never knew they did that.
Yeah, the gold armors look a little bit different, and the palettes they use.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so David's at the exact amount of life he wants to be at. BreadPan has lost half a heart more, but it doesn't really matter. So here's the boss at Shovel Knight! Ah, surprise. So this boss can do a lot of very random stuff, but we have found a pretty consistent strategy for him, more or less, which is we bury him in this corner and shovel bombs on him. And it usually works, except for when it completely doesn't.
Yeah,
so it works for David.
It's just a matter of, like, mashing through hard enough, as far as I know.
Alright, BreadPan got it too. Yeah, sometimes, though, I feel like he can just decide, like, I'm not in hit stun and I'm throwing an anchor at you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty annoying. But that fortunately did not happen this time.
I think we have, like, 3 names or more for that. It's like the Crying Crater, the Pity Pit. There's more, but I, like, I always forget to write them down.
I like Pity Pit, that's good. If everything goes according to plan, he does not get out of there.
So this next stage is Iron Whale. It's not... It's a water physics level. Not terribly difficult. I don't know, there's not too much to say about it.
It does introduce these, like, bubble blocks, which as soon as you either step on them or they get hit by a bomb, they start disintegrating, and you can't break them any faster than that. But yeah, otherwise, up until the mini-boss, I don't think there's, like, a huge amount to this stage. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, BreadPan is going to Lost City.
Yeah.
So there's a slight difference here. Is there an advantage to going Lost City instead of Iron Whale here?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I think it's like one or two extra movements on the world map to do this one first. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's obviously not a huge deal, but I don't know why he would want to do this one. Or just get it out of the way. I don't know.
I think, yeah, probably just to get it out of the way, since, in my opinion, Lost City is way scarier than Iron Whale.
That's totally true. Yeah, Iron Whale is pretty chill. I mean, it does have this big fish, but he is not nearly as scary as he looks. There's a strategy for Plague Knight to get to the left corner of the boss fight and then just be above him and throw bombs at him. Oh, but we're not doing that. Man. Okay, that's fine too.
We also call that fish 420 fish. Its actual name is Teflon, but just because it's either too high or too low sometimes.
I totally forgot what his actual name is because I remember they posted that list with all the actual names, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm not saying that. He's 420 fish.
Oh my god. So BreadPan coming up on Mole Knight. You just want to get him before he digs into the ground, because then if he does this big lava attack where he's invulnerable to damage for a while, and it's just a big time waster. But with some well-placed burst, and then just wailing on him with bombs, he's no problem.
Yeah, that was a perfect fight. And then David's coming up on the Treasure Knight, which is also pretty consistent. Although when he does his desperation attack, throws out a chest and like tries to suck you into it, if that actually does hit you, you can lose a lot of time.
You also lose like 500 gold, I think.
Yeah, that's true too. Although I thought you got it back if you beat him.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, rip. Okay, he's throwing the chest. Oh no, he's dead. I have seen people get hit by that though, and it sucks. Alright, so now we're switching over. BreadPan will be doing the Iron Whale. David will be doing the Lost City. So it's a bit different.
Lost City, I call it Lethal Lava Land in my splits. I think we've also
That's pretty accurate.
We've also called it like Lost.jpg City.
That I like that too. Yeah, the lava is actually functionally different from spikes because spikes, if you have invincibility frames, the spikes don't kill you.
Yeah.
Lava still will. Lava is almost like a bottomless pit, except it's you know it's like right there. You don't have to fall all the way to the bottom.
We forgot to mention this when David was doing the stage, but there's these tentacles, and if you hit the black thing in the center of the like tip of it, they go away. So that first room, or that last room that BreadPan was in, takes a little bit of like good maneuvering to get through quickly.
Yeah, you can only hit that one specific spot of them to get rid of them, and they're only vulnerable when they're first spawning. So you really you have to get them as soon as they spawn, or you waste a lot of time. There's like a whole puzzle that they want you to do in that room, but it is skippable if you're fast enough. Like a lot of things in this game, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, just with that puzzle, you'd have to go onto the left side and then the right side, but if you just do it this way, you just stay in one place. On David's screen, a thing we didn't mention when BreadPan was doing it, you can turn the lava into like bouncy green jelly, like that, and it's safe to step on. But we don't take too much advantage of it in Plague's campaign anyway, because it's just slow. We can just burst through whatever anyway.
Yeah, we're also supposed to like ride that beetle that David just passed by, but again, Plague is fast and can fly, and just skip him. There's a lot of setup to do the same thing as Shovel Knight, but Plague can fly, so it's a lot easier.
So Spectre Fans in the chat says if you made a really compressed version of An Underlying Problem, which is the name of the track that plays in Lone Knight stage, it'd be called Lost MIDI.
Uh-oh! David's in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh no!
Oh no! Okay, so he is going to lose a bit of time, but he'll probably be able to hit him right as he comes out of this.
Ooh. So,
oof.
Plague has these tonics, which you can like quaff for an extra bubble of health, and that bubble of health will stay with you until you die. Because I think Plague has slightly less health or max health than the other two characters.
Yeah, his highest max health is 7, whereas I believe both of the others can go up to 10. But Plague can get himself to 10 using the potions.
Yeah.
I thought that was really heads up by David to recognize what was happening to him and immediately pause the game and use a potion. Definitely a good safe play there.
So both runners are headed off to the Flying Machine, which is where we're going to get our only Arcana in this route. There's another Arcana we can use called Big Boom, but I think only Exploud's done it in the tournament. So this is where the money management comes into play. We want 9,000 for the Staff of Striking, and then some additional that I'm not sure how much, for extra mana.
Yeah, the reason it costs so much is because Chester, as Plague Knight, doesn't want to sell to you at all, but he would prefer to trade you items. So you're supposed to find an item, bring it to him, and then trade it for the thing you actually want. But that takes forever, and we don't do it, so we just pay his ridiculously inflated price.
Did someone buy lob casing, or is Vlad just memeing in the chat?
I'm pretty sure that's a meme. Oh jeez. I was just noticing BreadPan, the Jawa in that screen was being very rude to him.
Ooh. Oh yeah, there's a really notorious and scary enemy called the Hover Meanie. They'll blow you around the stage and bully you. They're not RNG, but their AI is just like it's tuned well enough that it feels like RNG.
They're aggressive. They're coming for you, and they don't attack you directly, but what they do is, which is worse, is they have big fans which blow you into pits. And they can be like this room right here David's in, the triple Jawa room, well, that he just left. Wow, that was perfect. That one's notorious because there's 3 of those Jawas, and if any of them decide to be rude to you, you can, best case scenario, lose a lot of time, or worst case, you can lose a lot of time and then also fall in a pit. Okay, they both got through it. Nice. BreadPan actually had way more trouble with the single Jawa room than the triple.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes that one can actually be harder, just because of the way that the one Jawa is placed.
So this is an auto-scroller, you can just dance a little bit.
If it's New Game Plus, you can literally dance. And hold down down. That's why 100% or New Game Plus is the superior category. Yeah, and 100% you wouldn't have to dance by that point.
So Wind Room is really scary. There's a way to do it consistently. It's just really scary. I've never done it, so I don't know if it's actually scary. But
I've done the optimal strat for that room, and even if you know how to do it and you've done it 100 times, it's still scary.
Oh no!
And I do not blame David at all for not attempting it in a race. I wouldn't either.
I think he did actually. The one where you go all the way to the top of the spikes.
He might have attempted it, but he definitely went all the way to the bottom, which is the safe strat.
Oh, okay.
So he might have like realized he wasn't gonna make it.
So this is Propeller Knight. So as you can see on David's side, that's why we get Staff of Striking. You can just kind of like, just slap bosses until they die. I don't know the actual strat for Propeller Knight. He's kind of tricky. Just because he flies over you. And the top of his propellers prevents bombs from falling on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can bomb him while he's lunging, so it's kind of you're timing your bursts and your bombs to hit him during the vulnerable parts of that first phase. And then in the second phase, you can fly to the top of the screen and go ham with the sword. Or staff, whatever.
Oh yeah. So this is Black Knight 2. Similar to Black Knight 1, just he has more health. The stun lock is a little bit different. But looks like... Oh no. Yeah, he's a lot harder to stun lock. But you have the staff, so it makes this fight a little bit easier. Oh no. There we go.
Yeah, good fight. Black Knight was definitely getting pretty antsy at the end there, but I think David played it well. This other Black Knight is also not cooperating. Okay, good. Good, he's dead. Alright, so now I believe... Nope, that happens later. Sometimes runners will upgrade magic at that point in the run, and sometimes not. I think BreadPan does. I remember checking this earlier to see what routes these guys use. I know one of them upgraded magic here and the other didn't. But they both died, so the money might be different. Okay, yeah, so they're both going to upgrade after this stage, which is the Stranded ship, which is the cold level. It's icy, you don't have as much friction.
It's also... I hate this level so much, because there's spikes everywhere. A lot of the enemies do like a full heart of damage. You're going 50 miles per hour on ice, and it's awful.
What I really don't like about playing this level is... Well, oops, there's those spikes you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he actually has to pick that money back up, because it's like 24,000 and some change, which I'm pretty sure you need. Well, let me think about this actually. You need 10,500 to fully upgrade your magic, and that's the last thing you buy. So actually, if he picks up one red gem, he's fine.
Mm-hmm. Also, ladders are scary.
Ladders are scary. Yeah, so he's only going to pick up one of the bags, which I think is correct. So now he has plenty. Just has to not die again. Oh yeah, if you do die a second time without picking up the bags, a new set of bags are generated and the old bags just disappear. So that money's just gone.
Yeah, so sometimes like you'll see runners just straight up exit the level depending on like where they died.
Right, because if you exit the level, it resets everything, so you'll get all your money back.
So this is Grandpa. Okay,
This Grandpa.
He shovels the driveway.
That's impressive. He still does that at his age.
So he'll reveal spikes on the floor. He'll throw snowballs at you. He's like not that scary of a fight. But later on, in another thing, he might be a kind of a problem, but not really as Plague.
Yeah, that fight does go pretty fast. And even though we don't have fully upgraded magic, so we can only use the Staff of Striking half as much, it still makes that boss fight much, much faster. Just does so much damage per second.
Also, this stage has this weird falling snow mechanic.
Whoa, really? He's gonna do this on one heart.
Oh, Jesus, BreadPan.
Alright, I mean, don't get hit. He must think he has to make up time for the deaths. Okay, that's one hit.
Okay, good, he took a potion.
Yeah, smart. Good. Yeah, now I bet he's glad he did.
Oh,
Whew,
God.
that was close! That was pretty spooky.
So this is a Clockwork Tower. Again, kind of a straightforward level. There's like a pseudo auto-scroller skip coming up. Looks more scary than it actually is. We'll explain that when we get to it, probably. But yeah, just your gear theme level. Not too much to explain.
I do always feel like this part of the run is kind of like a short break before things start getting really hard again. Because this is not nearly as hard as the 2 stages that precede it. And you don't have to worry about money anymore. You've bought everything you're buying, so you can like just not think about it.
Yeah, and you also want to have fully upgraded magic for the boss of this stage. So this is the auto-scroller skip. You basically need to like damage boost off the Chompy. You could damage boost off the gold armor. Damage boost off that Chompy, and then you basically skip the whole thing. They just kind of want you to ride out that whole thing, but we're Plague, so we don't have to.
Right, there's like this whole slow-moving platform that you're supposed to take to get to the other side, but Plague can fly, so he doesn't have to.
But this
it's
is
not that hard of a skip, but it is like a lot of stuff, you know,
Yeah.
fatal if you mess it up.
But
This is an actual
Yeah,
auto-scroller.
that's an actual auto-scroller.
You feel like they got tired of people skipping the auto-scroller in
Yeah.
the first 2 games, so in Spectre Knight they're just like, okay, there's just 2 real auto-scrollers.
Yeah. I think about that too.
I'm tired of your nonsense. You are gonna scroll automatically, and you're gonna like it. Wow, how is David full on potions? He's used like 2.
I think he's just been picking them up from the dirt clods every now and then. Oh, I think he actually might have bought extra tonics.
Oh, wow, I totally spaced on that, my bad.
So this is Tinker Knight. This is he's kind of a joke boss. Oh my god, the floor broke.
Uh-oh.
So
This has never happened before, I'm not sure what's going on.
I've
What is
never seen
this?
this before in my life.
Oh god, what is that?
So
Okay, so
Tinker
yeah,
has
this
2
is the
phases.
second phase of the boss.
Yeah.
This is, because we have the fully upgraded Staff of Striking, it is actually still not that scary. He just dies pretty fast. He's already dead.
Yeah, this is the reason why you want the staff striking.
Man, because if you don't have it, that fight is still not very hard, I guess, but it takes longer.
So when I run, I don't pick up the staff, and it's like, it's basically low percent strats, and it's positioning myself on like the shoulder of the mech, and it's awful and sad, so...
That sounds awful and sad.
Oh my god.
Alright, so BreadPan is gonna take a crack at this boss. Tinker 1 is going well.
So, the plot of this game is... I'm not going to explain the plot of this game. Just know that you're basically making a magic Pepsi. Or Dr. Pepper, it depends.
Literally, the plot of the game is that you're trying to impress the girl you like, but then at the end it turns out that she's already impressed, and then there's like, and then they dance. But that's later. I said too much.
You've revealed too much.
Spoiler, you know. Just forget you heard all that.
So,
I just love the story of this game, though. I think it's great. It's too bad that we skip all the dialogue.
Yeah.
But I understand that it's necessary. Oh, really? What?
David! So,
He didn't even pick up the money! He's just doing it just to do it!
So this is the Crusher Room. It's, like, if you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. This skip is kind of scary, but let's see if David's got it. David's got it.
I mean, clearly destroying the checkpoint, he's very confident he could get that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and technically, I mean, destroying that one is free because you're waiting for the cycle anyways. It's just like, why?
So, these stages are like kind of like the Wily stages, like you've been through every quarter stage, and now they're like, okay, you know everything, so here's everything, just go. Coming up is the low bitrate room, because it's raining, there's silhouettes.
Yeah, if you're not streaming at a sufficient bitrate, this room just turns into a mess. I mean, it looks fine for David right now, I assure you, but to us it's a little more pixelated.
Coming up is the boss I probably hate the most, Black Knight 3. Again, this is why you want the Staff of Striking, because if you run it with low percent strats, you're just screaming the whole time.
You're definitely going to want the staff for this guy, especially when he starts flying around. Okay, so he is going to teleport. This attack,
David didn't get the teleport skip.
You can skip it and you don't avoid wasting all that time, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, he drinks a Red Bull at one point, he grows wings, and then you're just kind of struggling to catch him and slap him with the staff.
Oh no, all of the staff hits whiffed. Uh-oh. Yeah, you definitely did. Like, he is supposed to be dead by now.
Yeah, please take a tonic.
Take a tonic. Yeah, you have like a billion of them. Just grab them. Okay.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a scary fight, but he did clutch it out. This is gonna make Tower 2 a little awkward though, because he permanently has that 2 extra health, so he's gotta take some extra damage somewhere.
Yeah.
Because we have to fight Shovel Knight again.
Spoilers.
The same gimmick applies. Oh, you know what? I don't think we ever explained why we need to be at low health for Shovel Knight.
I think we did.
Did we? Oh, okay.
Oh wait, we didn't actually.
Oh,
we
shoot.
We can explain it.
Alright, so Shovel Knight has this, has the phase locket from his own game, which makes him invincible, but he will not use it if you are low on health. So we intentionally make ourselves low on health so that he won't make himself invincible, which is very relevant because if he's invincible, he can get out of that corner trap we put him into.
And then he'll blow horns at you and throw anchors at you, and it's just an awful time.
All kinds of bad things will happen. Anyways, that's coming up at the end of this stage, Tower 2.
This is the Mario Maker room on David's side. I call it the Slime Rancher room.
I could totally see that. That is a Mario Maker room. Yeah, when's Shovel Knight Maker?
I would love Shovel Knight Maker. I think they're not going to do it though. They have too much stuff to work on.
Yeah, they're pretty busy.
So this is, I think, kind of the final auto-scroller. There's like one more that's kind of an auto-scroller, but it's just more like waiting. There's no scrolling involved.
So as we were talking about earlier, David's got to get hit a few times to get his health low. And this is a good place to do it because you're just waiting for the cycles anyways. There's nothing else to do here. It is worth noting that during the boss rush, between every boss, a turkey does spawn, which is a full health restore. And depending on which boss you're on, it can actually be kind of difficult to not take the turkey accidentally. So that's an extra challenge that these runners have to worry about.
So this auto-scroller section, the blocks actually spawn in as the screen scrolls, so if you get to the top quick enough, blocks will actually spawn on you, and it looks silly. There's like no, there's no danger in it or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just interesting because the blocks don't physically exist until they're on screen, but you can move faster than that the room scrolls. So sometimes you can just be inside a block.
And David now has 69 green coins, thereby validating his run.
Nice. I hope that was intentional.
I think it was. He definitely skipped some intentionally. I saw.
That's funny. Now I'm rooting for David.
So, like with some of the bosses that were earlier in the run, this really shows like why Staff of Striking is so good. Like they're beating the bosses pretty quickly, but the Staff of Striking makes it so much quicker. Yeah,
the time stave from the Staff of Striking is just really multiplied in this boss rush because it is useful for every single one of these guys. You can see David like deliberately trying to avoid that turkey. It's the kind of thing we're talking about. It's hardest on, I think, Propeller, in my opinion. Which one's real? That one.
Ooh, David, like, I think he whiffed some of the bombs in that first part of Mole Knight, but he made it up. The staff.
Oh yeah, Polar Knight is always within the first 3, so if he doesn't show up in the first 2, he's guaranteed to be the 3rd boss you fight. Just because he has an instant death attack, which would be really annoying if it happened late in the fight.
Yeah. Also, a really small change. Propeller's Knight is a little bit easier because he doesn't break the floor in his refight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But there's just a lot more bombs.
Okay, nice Propeller Knight fight. BreadPan is, I believe, getting an early Polar.
He's really low on health, so he might have to take a chicken on BreadPan's side.
I don't think he'll take a chicken yet because he still has 1 tonic. I think he'll wait until the tonic. Yeah, you really do not want to have to take a turkey if you can help it. It's a big time loss against Shovel Knight if you're at high health.
I don't blame anyone who takes the turkey before Shovel either, just because that fight can go south and it's probably more safer to just deal with him with full health than like be at super low and not be able to pull off the lock.
Yeah, that's a good point
and
too.
And the point to the beginning. I hope I didn't jinx anyone by saying that.
David, okay, that was good. He really did not want to get hit against King there. Alright, this is looking good. He just has to get the lock. Everything else is perfect. I'm not jinxing anything.
Oh.
I'm not jinxing it. It's fine. This is free. No! I jinxed it! I can't believe it!
Oh my god!
I actually didn't think I could jinx it. I'm sorry.
You got
okay, that was still a good fight.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was very, very scary for exactly 1.5 seconds, and then it was fine.
BreadPan, I don't know. He doesn't have any tonics. Okay, he can pick up
He will in a
tonic.
sec. Yeah, he'll grab this one. He really does not want to get hit on this boss. Okay, good.
So he'll be going into Shovel Knight with 1 health?
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, he'll just use it right now.
Oh god, BreadPan.
He's got to get this lock.
BreadPan, please.
Get it.
Get it? Oh my god.
That's a shame. Although he's at 4 health now. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore because he Shovel Knight can't use phase lock if he gets to 4 hearts or less.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, well, it doesn't come up that often. But yeah, once he's at 4 hearts, it's fine to take the turkey.
Okay, so now that the big heart attack moment is over, David's on the final level. He's about to fight the Enchantress. Those rooms are weird.
Yeah.
There's a Tower of Hera room, and then the blocks where the part where blocks come up from the darkness, but it's not really a big deal because you just burst over it. Room.
So there's 3 bosses here. Your risk of death is by far the highest on this first boss. So if David is gonna lose his lead, it is probably here. That is honestly not good. He was not supposed to run out of magic. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
A lot of the times you can... Oh boy. You can fall down there and use the Staff of Striking on her. It's risky, but it's a way to finish her off if you don't get an ideal first phase of the fight. But there he ran out of magic, and she also had too much health anyways. Alright.
Yeah, basically magic works like it'll regenerate as long as you don't burn out, and then when you do burn out, you can't use any magic until it refills to full.
Yeah, it overheats basically. So he did lose some time there, but the important thing is that he didn't die.
Yeah.
So these next two bosses you can lose time on, but not to the same extent. Like, they're not as risky, not even nearly.
So this next boss, if you're me and you're too stubborn to learn the kill, you can stand still for about 30 seconds and just win the fight by doing absolutely nothing.
Does that work?
Yeah.
What happens? I've never seen
It's
that.
just a little text box appears with some like lore dialogue, and then he just explodes and you move on to
That's
the next
super
stage.
cool! I never even knew that. I thought it was weird that they were like forcing you to fight Mona, right? But I guess I just never tried not fighting her. Because I'm a bad person. Alright, that's good to know. Okay,
Yeah,
good fight.
That boss runs on like Shovel Plague AI.
Yeah, it's basically the Plague Knight, if you're playing as Shovel Knight. It's the same kind of boss fight. So this is the Corrupted Essence. This is the last boss of the game. So you want to hit that bottom part 7 times, and then you can hit the main part for its health bar. So it's if you 2-cycle this, it's a total of 34 hits. So it's looking good to be a 2-cycle. Just gotta get this one.
You can also hit the mouth part when it's like spewing those little things at you, but it's like a 50-50 whether it spews up or down, so it's kind of risky. But yeah, David finishes with a 41-25, and BreadPan just finishing up now.
Yeah, nicely done to David. I also didn't even know until I started speedrunning this game that you could do the method that runners do. I always just attacked it when its mouth opened.
Yeah, I think Eric kind of discussed it like a couple months ago, like how to like 1.5 cycle it or something like that.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember this discussion. Oh wow, is that what BreadPan's going for? Yeah, it looks like
BreadPan's
it.
dropping spoilers in the chat, and I hope. Oh nope, never mind. He's good.
Yeah, we're good. The race is over. So David is victorious. Nicely done to him. He will move on in the bracket to face Mumu.
So I think David's in the leading room. Let me ask her interview real quick.
Yeah, I've actually got a question for him if he wants to be interviewed. Two questions, actually. I just thought of a second one. They're both stupid.
Okay, gonna move her cat in here real quick.
Hi, BreadPan.
Hello.
Oh wow, that was great. You.
Yo.
Is a thing.
This is a thing. So I believe you ended up getting 5th place in the tournament, so congratulations. That's really far.
Kind of doomed from the start because my consistency has been garbage since like I started playing. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly.
It's hard to be consistent in this game. You miss like one burst and you go flying into a pit.
Hi, I'm David.
Hello,
Hey,
Basically-
David.
All right,
Hi.
David. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why did you destroy the checkpoint?
I was bored.
What if you died on Crusher?
Then I would have lost.
Alright, I respect that. And my second question, did you get to 69 coins intentionally?
Yes.
You're my hero and I hope you win the tournament.
He validated his run.
I'm not going to.
Alright, lit. Now that was all. Pickles, you got any questions for him?
Not really. I'm not good at interviews.
Alright, well how about this? What do you guys want to say about the race? How do you feel?
I'd like to point out that I did buy the lob bomb.
Okay, I
You
was
did buy the
wondering.
lob ball. Oh, I thought that was
okay,
a joke. Because Flad pointed that out in stream chat. I didn't believe it.
So that means you win, right?
Yeah, I guess. Literally getting crushed in the frog room, which is like that happens. And during the damage boost, I throw for the polar thing that I died on. I throw a bomb, the snowflake before it hits me, and somehow I hit the snowball before it hit me.
Oh.
So I just fell and died.
That's unfortunate.
Not stupid at all.
Is that something that happens a lot when you try that strat?
What's happened?
Okay. That's right.
That's real quick. I think those were the only two.
Yeah.
Actually, did I have a? Oh wait, no.
If it makes
There's
you
one-
feel
there's
any better,
one-
David also died to frogs.
Like the very
Yep.
first frog, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah got him, yeah.
I wasn't
Oh, yeah,
expecting that.
No one's ever expecting Jeremiah.
The
Oh, I guess,
Spanish
yeah.
Inquisition frog.
He does like nothing out of the ordinary for 100 runs, and then he's just like, it's a race, it's my time. I gotta ruin this guy's time.
I gotta talk to Speed Frog about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know if Speed Frog is responsible for all frogs everywhere.
Those were only two deaths, and they cost me like a minute and a half combined.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was tough.
Ready then?
That's speed running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good race. We both had a lot of fun commentating it.
Yeah.
So that was really weird for me because I was ahead of PB pace after the second death, like almost the entire run.
Really? That's interesting.
Yep. My PB is actually pretty bad all around except for Tower 3.
Tower 3's a good one to be good on. It's kind of like, it's tough because you can get just like a really good Plague of Shadows there and then just end up with a gold split that you can never beat because Plague of Shadows is just never nice to you ever again.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, I think I need to be getting out of here. This is my bedtime. I'm gonna sign off. Do you guys have anything else for our stream viewers?
It's a better meme than 69 coins fight me.
Oh my god.
Get 420 coins next time.
I forgot to point out Sad Mountain. It's okay.
Oops.
There's
Alright.
a mountain. There's a mountain, I forgot. It's okay.
Alright, that is it for me. I'm hopping off. Thank you all for having me.
Bye, I'm David.
See you, everybody.
See you, everybody.